How is everybody doing, and welcome back to the channel. I got the call from AutoZone again today. I went back to AutoZone, and I believe I said yesterday they had the clips that could get them next day. I went ahead and ordered enough for 5, just in case, you never know. I do have cylinder 6 put back together. I wanted to get that done, and cylinder 1, and I want to show you kind of a new development. If you're going to do this on your own, I think that's awesome. You know, this is everything that has to come apart of the top of the engine, okay? But I want to show you something. I have barred the engine over too. I wanted to do that kind of on my own and kind of yell at myself if something happened. But as soon as I get all the springs done, before I put the injectors in, while there's no load on any of the cylinders, I'm gonna go underneath and use my barring tool and just sit there and rotate the engine and rotate the engine and rotate the engine before I put it back top dead center to put my rocker assembly and everything back in. Before I go too far, another good idea that you probably want to do if you're doing this is check your trunnions. You know, over time these trunnions can scar and they can bind. Make sure everything is good and loose as far as your rocker arms on your trunnions. You know, I guess I would have thought, and after talking with just a P-Pump, he suggested to swap out my trunnions also. But mine are in pretty good shape. Maybe. No, okay, never mind. They all kind of move like that. But check your trunnions. If you do take these apart, the tops of the trunnions have a flat spot in them. You see that right there? You can't. Let me grab a light. The top of the trunnions have a flat spot in them for the head of the bolt. Make sure that is up to accept the head of your bolt. Just like that. So you'll make sure that trunnion has that flat side up to accept the head of your bolt, and that way it can ride on your rocker stands. So like I said, pull that off there, or you take that bolt out, that rocker assembly will slide right off that trunnion, and then you can check, make sure there's no scarring of any kind on that trunnion. So anyway, just a good idea to check that. Turn this light off so I don't waste battery. The new ones are rechargeable, and I think I should get a commission on that, because when I did the product review on this on my channel, I did say something about making these rechargeable, but I haven't saw no royalties yet. Anyway, what I got going on, look at this. See that right there? That's how you should do it. Make sure everything's covered up, or if the head's off and laying on the bench, then don't worry about it. So, and I could have been wrong as far as what I was saying last night too, as far as engine rotation. When because I'm using my alternator to rotate and bar my engine over while I'm up top. That way I can see when my cylinders are coming up and down. After I did 1 and 6, now I'm going to do 3 and 4. And if you take your little gauge that I showed you, you can stick that in there and see that number 3, number 3 is actually up. And if I take and turn this back, number 4 is up also. So number 3 and number 4 are up. And it's probably just the way that I'm turning this to get it to bite. You know, I'm going this way and spinning the alternator like this. So my next 2 cylinders will be 3 and 4 to do the springs. Get everything covered up. And I did pull the number 5's push rods out just to kind of look in there and fish around with a magnet. And the way you do that, there is plugs on your cowl up and under here. I don't know if you'll be able to see these plugs right here. Now I got to take this cowl apart and push this plug back in, because you get snow and ice and stuff laying up on top of here. That'll let that come down inside your engine compartment. But anyway, there's a plug here for number 5, and then there's a plug back there for number 6. So That's how you get your push rods out of 5 and 6. But you do want to make sure that that cowl is at least loose to where it will come up just a little bit, or completely out of the way. So now let's just get everything set up and do number 3. Alright, as you can see, that's how actually easy it is to do these. If you're confident enough taking everything apart that you need to take apart. And as you saw there, I rotated or barred the engine over to bring 2 and 5 up. You saw as I rotated the alternator, my number 2 cylinder with my coat hanger in it. And you can use a wood dowel, whatever you want to do, or whatever you want to use. I choose to use a coat hanger because I have a 90 bend in it, and that doesn't allow it to fall all the way in there. Now, if you're going to use a wood dowel, make sure and use one long enough to where it can't fall in there and stay in there, then you have to take your head off. So, and also put the towels on there like I'm doing now. So right now I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go ahead and do cylinders 2 and 5, and then that is going to be it for tonight because it is Thursday, it is football night, so my son has a game. We are at Bath tonight. We played them. So far his team is undefeated, so go Indians. Pretty proud. They in the whole time my son has played football, he started in 10U and 12U. This is his 5th year. I think this is his 5th year of football. His class has only been beaten maybe about 6 times in total, so they do very, very well. Maybe when his kid or these kids get up into high school, they can show them how to play ball. Anyway, hopefully you guys find this video a little bit more informational than the last ones. I do apologize for any kind of attitude I may had, but I was kind of distraught about what I was going to do, because this is the first time I've ever done this. So after talking with just a P-pump 12 valve, he assured me that you're gonna be fine. Just rotate the engine over, or bar the engine over, make sure everything is good and loose, and continue on, because next time you take the oil pan off, it'll probably be in there. Or if I decide to change my oil, which I probably will, because I have oil sitting right over there, I'm gonna take a magnet and go along the oil pan back and forth, moving forward towards the sump or back towards the sump. Can't remember where it's at. I think it's actually back. Starting the front, yes, it's in the back. Actually, that might work out pretty good, because I think it went in cylinder 5 or in those push rod holes. So that's pretty much straight in line. Right there's the sump of the oil pan, and if you look up, that's pretty much right in line with number 5. So what I was saying was, take me a magnet, we start at the front of the oil pan and work my way back just in case it bounced, and go from there. So anyway, guys, I do appreciate you watching to the end. Hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so. There is many more videos to come. Just kind of getting started and go on a journey with me. Until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later on. Bye-bye.